Okay, now I've got Donna Taylor. We're talking with Donna Taylor today, and got everything working again. Everything just kind of closed off. But we're talking about Mark Taylor. They've got him. Tell me the name of this drug again. They've got him on.
Well, I've been trying to pronounce it for a long time, but it looks like it's clozapine.
Spell it for me.
And excuse me, I got a makeup here. I've been up most of the night. CLOZAPINE.
Spell CLA what?
Okay. It's CLOZAPINE.
PINE?
NE. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have him 2 pills in the morning and 2 at night, 200 milligrams twice a day. That's pretty heavy. On the, the warning labels, it says it can cause heart attack. And of course, it can cause homicide or suicide, right?
Yes. What is
these drugs are dangerous. Now, people, let me share something with you, Clay. They shouldn't even have these on the market killing people. But certainly they shouldn't force anybody to take something they don't want to take. You agree?
Is it CLOZAPINE?
It's CLOZAPINE.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's used to treat the symptoms of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Mental illness.
He was shot at Columbine. Who wouldn't have some PSD from being shot?
I think 7 times. He was shot 7 times.
Yeah, 13 holes. Now, who wouldn't have some PSD? I thought he was doing pretty good when he was in the movie called Bowling for Columbine, which he never got a dime from. I thought he was doing pretty good on the news there for a while.
Now,
until they start drugging him.
This clozapine may cause side effects. Drowsiness, dizziness, increased salivation, constipation, dry mouth, restlessness, headache, and some side effects can be serious. You can have seizures, fainting, difficulty urinating, confusion, changes in vision, shakiness, fever, severe muscle stiffness, sweating, and confusion, changes in behavior, sore throat, unusual bleeding or bruising, loss of appetite, upset stomach, yellowing of skin or eyes, pain in the upper or right part of the stomach, flu-like symptom, lack of energy. They gave him also stool softeners. I don't have the name in front of me, but my friend looked up the stool softener, and when you add the stool softener with this drug, it causes heart attacks. Now look, you've got constipation with the drug, right? Yes.
So you go take the so-called stool softener, which can cause a heart attack.
And let me see.
Now, Mark doesn't belong on these drugs, and I've been told by many high physicians that he was. It's not his fault, and they forced him on him. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And I even remember the court-appointed attorney in Arizona told me if I ever get him out, you better run. Well, what kind of a deal was she doing? She was warning me, trying to be helpful, but didn't know what to do.
And is he sleeping a lot? Alcohol. They say alcohol can add to the dizziness.
He doesn't drink.
No. Okay.
No. He drinks too much pop, but I think it's one of the addictions that's caused from the medications.
Okay.
As you know, it can cause diabetes, any of these drugs.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like this is a good stuff. And Mark isn't schizophrenic.
People want to take those drugs and kill themselves. Let them. Who wants to stop somebody who wants to kill themselves? Seriously. Let them take the drugs. But I believe that people that don't want to have these drugs shouldn't be forced on them. Do you agree?
I agree wholeheartedly, and I don't take
I'm not going to take somebody's what they want. If they want to take these stinking drugs and think they're great for them, so be it. I'm not going to say anything to them. If you can't change their minds, there's nothing you can do anyway before they learn an experience on them. No, people do what they want to do.
Now it says if you miss taking clozapine for more than 2 days, you should call your doctor before taking any more medication.
Now, can you imagine if you got the flu? Let's think about this. If you had the flu for 2 or 3 days where you're throwing up, how would you keep that pill down in there? You'd have to go in for an injection now, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
Yes.
And guess what? The injections aren't cheap.
Now.
And guess who pays for that? Medicare, Medicaid, or you.
It says some side effects can be serious. Fainting, confusion, shakiness, severe muscle stiffness, sweating.
Well, Mark has shaking. He shakes. He tremors with his hands. They shake. Can't hold the cup still.
Shaking hands.
But he's had that for a long time. From all the antidepressants, he's had that.
I don't. Why would they start now? They gave him Haldol in Colorado. I saw that on the records that you sent me.
Yeah.
Yep.
They change the drugs. That's what they do. They change. They don't always keep them on the same one.
Now,
because your body.
We have been successful, and Donna, you tried for almost a year to get Mark out of this home, to try to get him back home, to be able to take care of him. You took good care of him for the last 10 years.
Yes, I did.
You've taken good care of him for the last 10 years, and you've did that pretty much alone, haven't you?
Yes.
Now you had some people.
Help. I really need help.
Let's talk about this for just a second, because I've got somebody scheduled here, and I want to let's see what I did here. I've got David Adams scheduled to be on the air with you on Friday, April 8th. And I don't want to say, but David Adams did the website for Mark Taylor. He set up the donations for Mark Taylor. He set the Columbine family request up, and I believe somebody else that we had on, Ron Agner, was on with you talking about this Columbine family website that they put up for you. How much money have they raised for you with this Columbine family website?
We haven't gotten anything. Nothing.
Not a dime.
Nothing.
Not a dime.
Nothing. No, he even said nothing. Yeah. And actually, it'd be better if they sent the checks over to the attorney's office, and you have the zip code because it's not up on the website.
It is up on my website. It is up right there. And if you want to make a donation,
and forget the PayPal. We don't need the PayPal.
No, if you want to send a donation, you send it to the Wells Fargo account listed on my website, 5944951-648. Or you can mail a check to the Columbine family for Mark Taylor, care of Wesley Hoyt. This is your attorney, who I got to meet. 333 West Hamden Avenue, number 710, Englewood, Colorado, 80110.
Right.
2332.
Yeah, we need the donations badly because Mark is going to need a lot of help right away, and you don't get much out there as far as help from the Medicare, Medicaid. They want to drug you.
Now, to get Mark home, you had to get another apartment or a place in Colorado.
Yes, I have to live in Denver, and it's been really tough because I'm kind of in transition now, trying to find a place. I had a friend that lived there with a bunch of kids, so we gave her address first, and then. But we really need a place of our own to make it official. I'm going to need a place for about maybe 3 months at the least, because I'm going to try to get guardianship from Mark turned over to me.
Well, it's in your other son's right now. He's got the guardianship.
It's in my son's name, Todd, but Wesley Hoyt doesn't want Mark in Colorado Springs because of the problems we've had with him being followed and put in mental wards.
Right.
And the head doctor down here said, run. They're hurting him, and he don't belong in here. I have proof of that. I have proof of that. I had somebody with me, and that person made the statement and had it notarized that she did say that. Yeah.
We did generate enough interest and enough pressure to possibly on the governor, possibly on the medical system, Magellan medical system, to get Mark released. But folks, it don't end there. It don't end there. Donna's got to provide a home for him, and they've taken all of the money that was coming in that Mark was getting from Social Security. They've taken that. They're still got him on this medication, and I know that's got to be a big chunk. And I'm
not sure what's going on, Boyd. I mean, not Boyd, but you know what, Clay, I'm not sure what's going on. Something's really strange, but they sent us a bunch of paperwork that we have to satisfy Arizona before they'll return the check back to Mark.
Well, you need to...
Did you hear that? Yeah, I sent that to the attorney yesterday. I couldn't believe what I read. The questions that my older son has to answer for Arizona. Who are they? We're in the state of Colorado. We're not in Arizona. Who are they?
They are trying to hang on to every dime they can get. They can milk out of this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody called and told me, I don't know if this is correct, but that governor there, what's her name? Janet Brewer. And I don't know if this is a rumor. Tell me if it is, okay? She's going to charge $5,000 to everybody that smokes, and $5,000 for everybody that's overweight. Is that true?
I don't think so.
Somebody's making it up?
Yeah, somebody's making that up.
I would think so. But I know one thing, she never contacted me back when I complained about my son being stuck there. And we were in the worst tragedy in the world. The whole world knew what happened at Columbine. But she didn't care to call back. Not until my attorneys put pressure on. Now we're getting letters from everywhere. We're getting letters from the Bar Association. We're getting letters from the governor's office. We're getting letters saying, oh, our help would never do such a thing that bad. We have good help. We can't see investigating this any further. But they are sending letters where they didn't before. What do you think?
I think this is, I think you and Mark got caught up in a medical conspiracy that is happening all over the country, in every hospital, in every state. I think this is happening. People are being drugged.
You know, if people would just look up Dr. Ann Blake Tracy, she is the head of Coalition for Drug Awareness.
Yes.
And look at her site. Whenever somebody kills somebody or school shootings happen, she's called into court over the drugs. Because she's a witness to how bad they are, right?
Yes.
She has a book out called Prozac, Panacea, or Pandora. It talks about the dangers of the drugs. Right?
Yes.
Okay, that woman was discredited by Arizona. They were saying she was nobody. Well, if she's nobody, then why was she called in on Columbine when they want to know what these drugs do? How come she was called in on Columbine?
She was on my show, Donna. She was on my show.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'll tell you why she's called in, because she knows, and the courts use her for the information.
Okay, I've got somebody in the chat room says Brewer does want to do that. So I don't know. We'll check into that, but I hadn't heard it. The only thing Brewer's done good is to stand up against the federal government, and they're trying to sue her, and they're going to come after all of the governors now. They want them. They want them right.
Well, something has to happen now. Wake up.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to wake people up, and you know, it's interesting over this over Mark. I had just signed up on this Sons of Liberty Riders, and I made a mention because Wesley had suggested if you can get some people to show up at the governor's office carrying some signs or anything, that might help. And so I brought it up to the Sons of Liberty Riders, and suddenly one person in this whole group, and I don't know how many are there, one person started attacking me. And it turns out she wasn't a health professional. She was an accountant or something like that, and accusing me of not telling both sides of the story. Now, well, what the hell are you talking about? You want me to what? Tell the hospital side of the story that's holding him?
Wow. Well, some of these people don't know, and until they go through that themselves, they wouldn't understand.
It's
we have been brainwashed that our doctors everywhere are great. We have been brainwashed that nothing can be done wrong with drugs. Nothing. We've been brainwashed.
Well, somewhere here I've got the, I'm just kind of looking around for it. Somewhere here I've got the,
what you got to do with her is forgive her and let her go.
Oh, well,
that's only God that can change her anyway.
I let her go a long time ago, but what has happened here is that by trying to pick a fight with me, they just demonized. They tried to demonize me, like I was doing something wrong for telling your side of the story. And
wow.
This is what these people have done. Who they are, I don't know.
Maybe they get paid off by the drug company to get in there and talk.
Well, it's not just the drug company. I mean, it's all of the issues that I've covered, Donna, from 9/11. I was the first 9/11 truther. I pointed out that building number 7 didn't get hit by a fire. It was on the cover of my magazine.
Yeah.
Didn't get hit by a plane. So suddenly, people are attacking me. Dr. Richard Hoagland, who I'm going to play some of his lecture here in a few minutes, he pointed out that 9/11, the cars on the streets away from the buildings were toasted. They were burnt.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from fire. It wasn't from fire. Something made the steel in the World Trade Centers buildings, all three of them, made the steel change. It became almost translucent. It dried up and blew away. Oh, we got, this one, this is cool. Oh, 9/11 truthers, I'm out, you dudes are foolish, and you are an idiot, they're just people on the chat room. Somebody's got to find fault with anything you say. But it's because they don't want the truth out.
I'm going to have to tell you something real quick, real fast, because I traveled with Dr. Ann for years, and we spoke at the Federal Drug Administration. And honestly, Clay, I got to tell you something. Anytime they're on these drugs, they go against people that are against the drugs. Because what happens is they come to no understanding, and they love the drugs more than they do people. They just come, unglued from society, and they love the drugs. And you cannot talk against them, or they'll talk against you. I know that for sure.
They do that.
Yes, they do. And when I was on Paxil, they put me on Paxil after Mark was shot. I called my pastor and I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe what's happening." He goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm having nightmares, horrible nightmares." And I said, I wake up in my dreams and I see tarantulas crossing the ceiling real fast. Or I feel like there some weird things happening to my body. Like, you know, just worms and snakes crawling out of my body. Just morbid things. And my pastor prayed for me, and thank God I went off of them.
The same thing happened to me. They had me on all of these drugs, Valium, Halcyon, Haldol, and I saw flames coming across the floor, smoke coming across the floor. I thought the building was on fire. I tried to use the telephone to call my family to tell them I loved them, you know. And I had no idea. I had no idea.
You didn't know it wasn't happening, and like those things that were crawling on my ceiling, I was looking for a bat to hit one. What if that was a person in the house, and I hit and killed somebody?
That's right.
And I thought it was a tarantula or something else that wasn't supposed to be in the house.
Well, it's
think about that.
And then I had people show up in blue pinstripe suits, you know, no tires. Hi, Clay, how you doing? You been hallucinating, Clay? And I hadn't told anybody that I was hallucinating. Nobody.
Sure.
Nobody.
That is so crazy. And Clay, I'm going to tell you something. The more I watch people drive out there on the streets, I know they're on these drugs. Because they're not afraid of getting hit. There's absolutely no fear of their car getting hit, or if they run into somebody.
All right. Well, I've got people asking about Mark. Is he still sick? What's happening with him? Now, I don't know how there's a drug, this clozapine is affecting him. But what can you tell? And how is he doing? I mean, after being in this place for a year here, how's he doing?
He's not back to normal. There's no way he's back to normal on these drugs. And he is just numb, you know, and it's like there's hardly any communication much with him. It's deadened a lot of it. And, you know, before he was a very outgoing speaker, you know, and liked to laugh and stuff. He hardly ever laughs anymore. You know, he's all serious and, you know, he's just getting by on the drugs.
And every day you've got to eat, you've got to take care of him, you've got to do something, you've got to get a place, and you know, you got to get a place of your own so he's safe and gets comfortable. And to do that, it takes money, folks. I mean, I've gone through this. I got out of a hospital, and I've been trying for 6 years to put my whole life back together again. I haven't been successful, and I can imagine. I can imagine what it's like for you. I mean, you weren't shot, but you took responsibility. My family,
I just could not leave my son stuck in a place like that, and I knew they locked him up illegally. And I was at the Social Security office in Arizona because they wanted his checks, so I had to go down there and hand over the checks to them. Okay? And I went to see a man there named Tom in Phoenix, a caseworker for the Social Security, and he got on the phone with them, and all they could talk about was money with them. Social Security, and that he was a high profile.
Mark's high profile.
And when the Social Security man, I said, "Can't you help me?" He goes, "No, I can't. I advise you to get an attorney," he told me.
Now, let me ask you about Wesley. Wesley Hoyt, I met him. I'm pretty impressed with him. I think he's a really intelligent, good lawyer, as lawyers go, for being a member of the Bar Association.
Right.
But he couldn't help me because so many years have passed since I was hospitalized. But is he what does he think about suing this Magellan medical system for kidnapping your son?
We can do it. We have enough on that. I'm sure we have enough evidence to do what we need to do, you know. Because they actually, I can't tell you everything on the air,
No.
But we have enough on them to prove their negligence. And we have proof in the court papers. So, it's not like something we had to dig for. My attorney's sharp. He found it.
Yeah, I was sitting beside him while he was talking to some of their attorneys, and he said, "You lied. You lied. Your attorneys lied. There's a lawn car. She lied. She knew your number. She knew how to get a hold of you. They were just trying to hold these."
Well, I had her on the phone a few months ago, and I said, "Mark wants to come home." I kept asking her, "Please call Mark. He wants to come home." Well, she gets Mark on the phone, and Mark says, "Yeah, I want to come home." And the next minute, she says, "Oh, he don't want to come home." I didn't hear him say that. He don't want to come home. So she was there, and she grabbed the phone from him and shooed him in the other room and said, "He don't want to come home."
It's
Okay. And then I called another office where Marilyn is, and I couldn't get her to answer any questions or call me back ever. So I had a friend named Doug Millar call, just so he could hear what's going on. And they go accuse him of being a lawyer, a doctor, an investigator. It's going to tear them down. So all of a sudden they make it look like we're after them defensively. Yeah, why I had him call us to find out what the hell's going on. Why am I not getting any answers?
Now, somebody says...
Wouldn't you do the same thing? Wouldn't you do the same thing?
Yes.
If you ran out of sources, wouldn't you have other people listen to what's going on?
Yes.
Wouldn't you send people over there that are friends of yours to see if they could see Mark?
Yes. I tried to see Mark. I tried to talk to Mark. They wouldn't let me.
Right.
Oh, he doesn't know you. As soon as I walked up to Mark and the McDonald's in Phoenix, he goes, "I know you." And I said, yeah, Mark. Yeah, we've met, Mark. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, they want to make up their own rules and their lies. And I mean, they just want to make them up. And listen, I'm a mother. I call there 2, 3, 4 times a day because I want to talk to my son. Because he didn't belong there. He belonged home.
Donna, I'm trying to do a follow-up story on this. And I'm having a little tough time with it because I can't step aside from this and look at this as just an investigative reporter, because they tried to do the same thing to me. They drugged me.
Yep.
They drugged me to the point that I was hallucinating. They knew they were drugging me to that point, and then they told my family, "You need to get guardianship of him. You need to make arrangements for long-term care."
Right.
And see that he takes these drugs on a regular basis. Now, what are you doing to get Mark weaned off of these drugs?
Well, I haven't yet. He's still on them because you can't just pull him off, okay? So I have to go see, unfortunately, the mental health in Denver. Then I'm going to have my attorney talk to them about getting him in a place and getting him off of them. Okay? But I don't have that choice until they can make the choice too, okay?
Now, wait a minute. I don't understand. What the hell does mental health have to do with Mark? This is not, this
don't
is
ask me.
Family.
I have no...
Why would you have to go to mental health?
Anybody else that would want off these drugs, they'd get them right off of them.
Why would you even have to deal? You got him out of Arizona. You took him back. You're living in Colorado. What business is it of the state, of the mental health people? What you do now? He's free here. He's not.
That's because they messed up everything in Arizona, saying he's mental, and they persistently disabled. So therefore, they go by what they say down there. Who are they? But they go by what they say, and then you've got to go through them to tell them. So it's a mess. It really is a big fat mess.
Now, how are you doing, Donna? I'm
trusting God all the way because He is my rock and my fortress and my strength. Because without Him, I can get nothing done.
Did you happen to call Ronnie, the lady that had on my show, talking about detoxing?
No.
I'll get you her number later, and
okay.
You need to.
I might have talked to her one-time basis, but I never got back with her, or she never called back, or whatever. But I have to go through professional detox place. That's what my attorney said. But I don't know.
All right.